Hello and welcome to Ryno's Ravens preview. Be sure to like and subscribe, and you'll be notified when videos drop, like, let's say, Ryno's Ravens reviews, which happen Mondays. This week, the Baltimore Ravens will be heading to Arizona to face the Arizona Cardinals. You can see I am here on BaltimoreRavens.com. Let's check out the injury report. Beckham is listed on this injury report with a shoulder injury. He didn't participate, or it's not listed for Wednesday, limited participant Thursday, full participant Friday. So really looks like he's available. Keaton Mitchell, who's third or fourth on the running back depth chart. He is a rookie. Some kind of hamstring ailment, did not participate Wednesday, limited Thursday, did fully participate Friday. So he could be available. He does have more speed than, say, the other two, or than Justice Hill and Gus Edwards, and who else is in there? Melvin. I guess they still got Melvin Gordon and Kenyon Drake. I don't know where exactly they fit into the depth chart. Not even saying that they really do fit into the depth chart. Dafe Owe did play last week and did get a strip sack, but the ankle is still affecting him. He wasn't listed Wednesday, but limited Thursday and did not participate Friday. So that is somewhat concerning. He actually may not play. Kevon Seymour, another ankle injury. He is more of a depth piece out there at cornerback. Limited Wednesday, full participant Thursday and Friday, so he looks to be available. And the same with Roquan Smith. Oh no, not Roquan! It's a shoulder injury of some kind. I think I kind of do remember him landing awkwardly or something and kind of looking like he might have tweaked something in the shoulder. But getting limited Wednesday, but full participant Thursday and Friday, so he'll be out there. Tylan Wallace, not even sure who the hell this is, but he is questionable, even though he was a full participant Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Marcus Williams, also listed here, did not participate in practice all week and is listed as out. Cardinals have a few players that are listed as out: a linebacker, D tackle, offensive tackle. Nobody huge, I don't think, except for Kyler Murray. We don't really know. It is a knee injury of some kind. He did fully participate Wednesday. There is no mark here for Thursday or Friday and is listed as doubtful. Now, it is tough to say whether it's even worth worrying about. I mean, is Kyler Murray really a difference maker? Well, I would say since Marquise Brown has joined the Arizona Cardinals, Marquise Brown and Kyler Murray have hooked up very nicely, I think. So, have to see about that. And yes, as I mentioned, Marquise Brown was traded to the Arizona Cardinals. And essentially with that pick, we did get Tyler Linderbaum. I was kind of struggle with his name, Linderbaum. Linderbaum? It's one of those. Very reliable at center, except for that one dumbass play where he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna snap the ball because I say the guy jumped off sides." Really? Why? And it turned out the guy didn't even enter the neutral zone. Yeah, good call. It's kind of tough to speculate that much about these injuries. Murray is listed as doubtful, so you do kind of have to lean towards he's not going to play. But at the same time, a lot of this stuff is really a game time decision. They go out for the game time, I mean, not game time warm ups, but pre-game warm ups, an hour or two before the game starts. And a lot of times that's when they make the decision. So I kind of want to lean towards Kyler Murray playing because what? Why would he not play? If it's a knee injury, then he can't play, then he should be listed as out. But the fact that they're not listing him as out seems like he could play. And why would he not play? Let's get to something that's more. How do you describe it? It's at this point it's purely speculation, but it is kind of fun to speculate a little bit, especially when the trade deadline approaches. Trade deadline will be Tuesday, so I should have, or maybe I will, I don't really know, I guess, more information Monday for the review show. But taking a look at this article here written by Ryan Mink and Garrett Downing, they list several players that the Ravens could potentially go after. Names like Donnell Hunter from Minnesota, Chase Young with the whatever the Washington team is now. Is it Brian Burns from Carolina? Pass rushers. That is something that has been talked about. Do the Ravens really want to get a pass rusher? Oh, Justin Houston, also linked to coming here. He had 9 sacks last year. I mean, he's getting a little older. I don't know. I mean, I'm not 100% sure we need a pass rusher. I mean, haven't we been tied or leading the league in sacks and QB pressures this whole season? You need to get another guy? Signed Clowney in the offseason. You picked up Van Noy not necessarily mid-season, I guess, a third of the way through the season. Yeah, Owe and Ajabo have missed time, but they should be coming back. Been able to hit on a lot of blitzes, like, say, from Millette or Hamilton coming off the edge. Or I guess coming from a slot position, really. And being able to get in untouched. Do you want to spend capital on a pass rusher? Well, you never really know what's going to happen, so sure, why not? And obviously with J.K. Dobbins going down, another position of need that we are talking about, or Mr. Mink and Mr. Downing are talking about here, is running back. Josh Jacobs, Dalvin Cook, who signed a 1-year contract with the Jets, who are going nowhere, so there is potential for that. Saquon Barkley was another name floated out here. But as of right now, it does appear that the Giants are not interested in getting rid of Saquon Barkley. And maybe the biggest name, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry allegedly may be made available by the Titans. Titans who have been or already dealt Kevin Byard. I did read it in one or two of these articles, and I can't remember off the top of my head now. Kevin Byard is we'll call him a veteran safety. This man in his prime, he's very good safety. Been dealt. Tennessee Titans have not had the greatest season. And for the most part, without Derrick Henry, they wouldn't have been doing a whole lot of anything in the past few years. Pretty sure it is contract year for Mr. Henry. Now, what kind of capital do you have to spend to get Derrick Henry away from the Tennessee Titans? But on the other hand, is something that was, I mean, it was either this article or one of the other articles these guys wrote here on BaltimoreRavens.com. Apparently, the whole compensatory pick from the draft, it does come like the next year. Ben Powers, we lost Ben Powers in the offseason due to free agency. Now, we didn't get a pick, for this 2023 draft, but potentially we could get a compensatory pick in the 2024 draft because of Ben Powers leaving in free agency. So does that mean we have one or two more draft picks we could part with? Yes, I'm sure Tennessee Titans know this. So what would the asking price be? Depends. I mean, where did I read that article? I read an article and I can't remember. I think I was just searching Baltimore Ravens news on Google somewhere, and somebody mentioned that years ago when the Titans traded for Tannehill, the Titans used like a fourth and a fifth or sixth round pick to get Tannehill. But that is Ryan Tannehill. He's actually not. I wouldn't put Tannehill up at the level of Derrick Henry. Now, maybe the position of quarterback maybe could value that higher, and therefore you wouldn't have to give high pick. You could get away with maybe a third or a fourth round, or maybe both, for Derrick Henry. Now, is Derrick Henry worth giving up a third and a fourth round draft pick? Well, some of that does depend on how long you have Derrick Henry. A 2-month rental is, it's only a 2-month rental. Is that worth third and a fourth round draft pick? I don't know about that one. And especially when, look, you got Lamar Jackson, you got Gus Edwards, you got Justice Hill. Justice Hill seems to be much improved on his running ability than in past years. Now, I'm not saying he's great. They have put the ball on the ground a lot. But at the same time, you brought in Melvin Gordon and Kenyon Drake, and you still got Keaton Mitchell on the roster. Now, it's something that somebody mentioned in one of these articles here, and it's probably this one here, or maybe it was one of the other ones. I can't remember. I mentioned closing games out a lot. How this offense is not very good at closing games out. Would adding Derrick Henry make that better? Potentially. I mean, if you're cramming 11 people in the box because Derrick Henry's there and the offense is trying to close out a game, Derrick Henry running through 11 people? So, I don't know. But again, it is speculation. But to a certain extent, it is fun to kind of speculate. See some of the social media requests. Oh, is Derrick Henry going to be on the Ravens? Oh, yes, I want it. It'll help my fantasy football team. Which I don't engage with anymore. I just got tired of getting all the injuries and the stupid waiver wire being so screwed up. Like, I can't get a good waiver claim in if I'm first in the league. I'm all the way, picking last. So I can't fill an injury spot that way with a starter. Next week goes by. Guess what? I get another starter that goes down. Well, guess what? I'm still in first because I won again. But again, I can't get a good waiver claim because I pick last. And then that cycle keeps going and keeps going. And then, 4 or 5 weeks later, well, I'm not in first anymore. It's like, well, man, screw y'all. I don't want to do this. Stupid. However, I can play fantasy football in my head. Too many injuries. All right, let's wrap this up. As I said, reuniting with Marquise Brown. We're going to his new home out there in Arizona to face the Arizona Cardinals that may or may not be led by Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray listed as doubtful. This game, Baltimore Ravens at Arizona Cardinals, will be at 4:25. West Coast games are usually a little later. Does really appear that that the Ravens are going to have most of their main pieces, minus Marcus Williams, who's still dealing with injuries. But depending on whether Murray can go or not, he is somewhat similar to Lamar Jackson. So it could be a very exciting and high-powered offensive game to watch. Of course, we know the Ravens defense has been playing very well. I will do the review show Monday. Until then, please like and subscribe. I am the Angry Ryno. Fly Ravens fly.